Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose at jorose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster, and in this video I'm sharing with you the numerology forecast for January 2025. But before I do, let's recap what 2025 has in store for us. It's a 9 energy. How do we know this? By adding together and reducing down all the digits of the current year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. This year, the 9 energy is about closure, endings of a cycle, conclusion, tying up loose ends, completion, letting go, cutting old ties, all in the preparation of a rebirth. Now, I've said that in my 2025 video, and to know more about what 2025 is bringing forward for us, I've left the link for this video in the description below. In that particular video, I did not share both sides of the 9 energy deliberately because it's time to uplift, it's time to let go, and it's time to move on. That said, we must look at both sides of the energy. We cannot ignore what is empowering us and disempowering us. So further on with the 9 is open-minded, broad-minded, intuitive, generous, passionate, compassionate, understanding. That's understanding the world, understanding others, understanding what is going on. But more to your spiritual growth, it's about inner standing. And if you do not inner stand, you haven't got it yet. You are allowing others to control and dictate to you your path and your journey. It's the number of wisdom. All numbers have spiritual growth. Wisdom comes with, don't look at it that you're getting older, you're getting wiser. Now, the flip side of the 9 energy is it can be defensive, intense, unforgiving, aggressive, aloof, temperamental, the number of betrayal, destruction. It's false, can appear false, fanatical, and resentful. The lesson I'm suggesting this month, based around the 9 energy, is to recognize the interconnectedness of energy, vibration, and frequency. Everything that happens affects something that affects something else, and it ripples out. When I think about the 9, I think about the Hermit in the tarot deck. The Hermit suggests we go within to search for inner wisdom. Knowledge is a burden. Now, I mentioned about knowledge and wisdom in my 2025 video, and like I said, do go back and check this. Really feel the energy moving forward. It will help you greatly with this year because the 9 incorporates all the energies, everything. So as I said, knowledge can be a burden. It weighs you down like a secret. One that you're not supposed to tell. However, wisdom is uplifting, advancing, and grounded. The Hermit has a need for truth, no matter the cost, in order to seek true direction. As I said, the Hermit is about going within. It's internal validation, because external validation holds little value for the soul. External validation is there to stroke your ego. As you can see, the Hermit carries the lantern. It's lighting the way, but he's looking within because the light is from within. Don't fear the light within. May it ignite the sacred flame in your soul. Don't fear the light within. It may dim, but never extinguish, for it is source energy, and source energy is in each of us. We contain, we are a vessel for source energy. It doesn't sit up on a cloud. Here's something to consider. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of truth, of light, and of peace. When you are in that place in you, and I am that place in me, we are one. As I said, the hermit seeks the truth no matter the cost. The truth will set you free, but first it may piss you off. Most people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed. But truth always prevails as it packs the mightiest punch of them all. Now, as I said, this was January the 1st forecast, and I'm well aware we are past the halfway mark of January, and any other number, I would have let it go. But I could not let this go because this is the beginning of the end. So January brings in a 1 energy. How do we know this? By adding January, which is a 1, to the 9 of the current year, which is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Being the 10 with the 0, it's intensified. So really embrace this 1 energy for the new beginning, for the rebirth of you and everybody. 1 is the beginning and can only come from the end. And this is the beginning of the end in preparation for the new beginning. Are you ready for your transformation? This month's energy asks, what has not worked? Release it. What have you suppressed but would elevate you? Begin it. 1 is about sowing seeds. It wants change and independence. Will countries start to break away from governmental systems or even the British Empire, like in Australia and Canada, from the UK? 1 is self-motivated, innovative, courageous, pioneering, trend-setting, resourceful, decisive, and about leadership. The flip side of the 1 energy, because there's always a flip side, it can be controlling, dictatorial, arrogant, aloof, indifferent, insecure, greedy, cold-blooded, oppressive, unrelenting, impatient, and dog-eat-dog. Remember what I said in 2025? It's about the underdog. The 9 energy is about the underdog, and there I've just said dog-eat-dog. 1 and 9 can appear similar in many ways. The 9 is an up level of the 1. Think like here in the UK, we have a primary school. And as you progress through the primary school, you become a big fish in a small pond. And then by the next term, after summer, when you start secondary school, you become a small fish in a big pond. This is how I see the up-leveling. So we work through 1 to 9 when we get to the endings, and yet we've got to start all over again. But we don't start all over again from scratch. We start all over again with an elevated perspective. The lesson I'm suggesting, based around the 9 and the 1 energy for this month, is to harmonize with others. 9 is about everyone and 1 is about the self. So where can you radiate out, even inspire others? You're still being yourself. You're still doing what is right for you, but you are raising the vibration. Another thing, and a reason why I needed to do this video, is 2024 until the 28th of January this year, we've been working through the year of the dragon. Obviously, I shared that last year in my videos. The dragon is about fire, and it looks like the last breath of fire has been released over California. But as far as I feel, I observe, I see, all is not as it appears. Both the fire and the strong winds, coincidental or planned? Questions, critical thinking. Why was the reservoir empty? Why did the insurance companies remove the clause of fire damage to property? Why was the firefighting service cut? Why was the mayor out of the country at the time? Why was Newsom more worried about the smelt fish than the smoldering of people's homes? And we know of geoengineering. We even see it slipping into mainstream media. So why can't they make it rain over California and bring this to an end? And why do the houses burn and the trees remain? If you see people refusing the smart meter, ask yourself why. Is it not time to use technology for good as over evil? So as I said, the year of the dragon is coming to closure. And on the 29th of January, we move in to the Chinese New Year, which happens to be the year of the snake. I find it quite fascinating that Donald Trump, in many of his rally speeches, would read his version of the poem about the snake. Have we been waiting for the year of the snake to line up? Trump is always telling us something. 9 is about letting go. And what is the thing the snake lets go of? It sheds its skin for a rebirth, a new beginning. Are we shedding the skin of what energy and vibration has had us trapped in the matrix for a new vibration? I've already shared again in 2025 video that the age of Aquarius has begun. A big shift is changing. Are we leaving the old behind? Right now, a lot of hope, anticipation, expectation surrounds the upcoming inauguration on January the 20th and the new presidency. I'm here to remind you, do not see Trump as the hero. That is you using the old world, idolizing another, looking for a savior. The hero you seek is within. This is your journey. This is your sovereignty. This is your kingdom. You are the hero. The snake represents wisdom, as does the 9. Knowledge, intelligence, intuition, and creativity. The shedding of the skin is renewing. Like when the butterfly breaks free from the cocoon, the transformation begins. We are approaching a rebirth, and it starts now with this one vibration in this 9 year. Negative aspects regarding the zodiac and the snake. It can be cunning, deceptive, jealous. It's about temptation. I wonder why they used the snake in the Bible with Adam and Eve. With regards to temptation, be mindful what is offered to you. All that glitters is not gold. And know this, many snakes have a venomous bite. Be mindful, whether it be about health or projects, illness or death can occur. I always say, knowing numerology is like knowing the weather. It's better to be forewarned. You can prepare, so I'm preparing you. Do your research at every opportunity that comes, and do not chase everything. And you will have to look at things with a new perspective and ditch your old way of receiving information. With opportunity of renewal, think and reflect before you act, because this year will be filled with both many challenges and many opportunities. As I said in the 2025 video, the 9 has everything, masculine and feminine, all the 9 numbers. It can be a roller coaster because it will have slow energy and fast energy. January is a fast energy. So much is coming out and being thrown at us. Find your way to work out what feels like the truth and what is an illusion. Time to let go of old habits and old thought processes. If it hasn't worked by now, it's not going to. Become flexible on your fixed ideas. Here's a question about something that's fixed in many minds. Did we ever go to the moon? How comes the information has been lost? And yet here we are attempting to go further afield to Mars. Do you not think they'd stop at the moon first? Did we ever go to the moon? And how big is the Arctic? Is it a circle? And does it surround the continent we know as the world? With all the talk about UFOs or whatever they're calling them now, what if extraterrestrial just means extra and terra meaning Earth, so extra Earth beyond the Arctic Circle? Why, if we're at loggerheads with certain countries, do we all agree not to go past these points? Who are the real controllers? And are we going to watch the swamp be drained? Time to sow new seeds for a better world. One that serves us, one that elevates us. In your heart, you know the inner truth. Why? Because that's source vibration, that's source energy, that's the connection to what we're being told is God. God is just a word, but source is an energy, and everything is energy. As I say many times, January and February is a rerun of November and December. And this is another reason why I wanted to put this video up, because I didn't get November and December's video up. What happened in November? What new beginnings look to start? Well, number one, Trump won the election. Now we're going to see Trump take position. For you personally, did you audit and reflect at the end of the year, those 2 months? And have you worked out what worked for you and what didn't as you move forward through January and February? As you know, I didn't have videos in November and December. I was meant to move at the end of October, and I cannot tell you how many things went wrong with that move. The house was damp and flooded. This was just the beginning. We couldn't get in with the removals. There was no help with the management company, or the landlord was just refusing everything. I was meant to have white goods and there were no white goods. The house was meant to be professionally cleaned, and even when I checked it and it wasn't, and they got a cleaner in, it still wasn't. I spent weeks cleaning and clearing the house, and I'm still not sorted. For me, I was in a 5 vibration. Had I moved in October, I would have been in 4, organised, you know. I wasn't. I moved in chaos. 5 is about expect the unexpected. And I did not expect, but it did happen. So therefore, I wasn't grounded to expect the unexpected. And it wasn't until day 20 of all these negative unexpected, including my health, and finally I got given a scan and the results have come back and had them moving at pretty fast speed now to work out what really has been my health issues. But it wasn't until day 20 where an unexpected was good. Out of the whole month, I think I had 3 uplifting unexpecteds. By December, I moved into a 6, which is about home and family, and with my youngest out there in Australia, which makes me feel sad to some extent. I know he's having a fab time, but I really do miss his hugs. Is my other 2 children and their partners, etc., said, okay, Mum, you've got the new home. We'll come to you for Christmas. I have downsized from a very large property into a slightly smaller one. But this one is like a quarter of the size. And when you've got a lot of stuff and you want to prepare for Christmas and everything's gone wrong and your health is up some creek, it wasn't easy. But I managed to get it clear by Christmas Eve for them to come just for a day and to go. And then I'm back in chaos again. And I started January in a 5 in chaos. Expect the unexpected. And I could feel my stress building, that I had to say, whoa, let go of the house. You know, in February you've got your 6 again, you'll get the house straight. Ground yourself. I do not like walking on the grass in the damp, cold weather. And we had snow and I did many experiments with it. And you know what? It was really hard to melt that snow. Wasn't good. And in this process, I also decided to look at the pH value of the snow. And my daughter had said, get some ice cubes in from the supermarket. So we had plenty to chill the Baileys as you would. So I used that. And I also used some ice cubes from my Berkey water filter. And in the experiment, the snow, when it eventually melted, but it was really weird because every time I squeezed it, it melted. And then when I put it back in the water, it absorbed all the water back up like a sponge. Anyway, I did the pH test. The snow was acidic. The supermarket came in acidic. And my Berkey came in around an 8, alkaline. So I totally believe in my Berkey, in looking after my health and well-being. Anyway, I've gone off track. So I started ungrounded and I've bought myself a grounding mat. So I'm going to be using that every day. It's arrived. I started using it a few days ago. So we'll see how I get on because I really feel like I need to ground myself because this year is going to be filled with so many things crumbling. So many disbeliefs, so many, what's the word I'm looking for cognitive dissonance. And those that are awake and aware will need to be patient and strong to support what's coming through. So to be grounded made sense for me. And then I sat, my feet were on the grounding mat, and I said, you can have the unexpected again, but don't let it stress you. Step back and ground yourself and look at what the 5 is doing. I'm seeing the 5 now as adventurous, growth, and my unexpected, I'm looking for it to be good, up-leveling, empowering. I'm not stressing about the house right now. It is small and I'm struggling to find space to do anything, but I'll sort that next month. And before the end of this month, I will have all the results on my health and hopefully some direction to move forward with. And I may well share that part of my story next month. How can you move forward when you're in a vibration that you are working at in the disempowering, the weakened energy? Is to stand back, look at what happened. In this case, look at what happened in November. And ask yourself, what did you learn from it? What are you constantly repeating that is hurting you that you need to change? And once you get the aha, it's gone. From my management company not wanting to talk to me, I sent an email with a number of more things that aren't correct, like no rings working on the certain part of the cooker for my Christmas dinner. I asked to speak to somebody above the person I've been dealing with, and all of a sudden they come back and now they want to sort things out. Do not get caught up in the energy that's pulling us down. 1 is about leadership. Find your role in leadership. We're all a leader, we're all a follower, we're all a student, and we're all a teacher. What is natural to you? And hone in on it. We're in a 9 energy. I'm in a 5 energy for January. So I expect the unexpected. Haven't watched TV since New Year's Eve and I thought, I'm feeling a bit tired and run down. I'm going to watch a movie. And my TV doesn't work. Expect the unexpected. It definitely doesn't work. It's broken. It's very old. The chances of it being fixable in today's world when they're pushing the smart TVs, which makes me sad because I don't really ever want to have a smart TV, is I've got to let it go, the 9 energy. Fortunately, I have a smaller version of the TV, had lost the lead, but the lead will fit this TV. Don't have a stand, so it's going to have to go on the wall. It's okay. I'm adaptable, resourceful. The 9 energy is resourceful. The 1 energy is resourceful. The 9 energy about letting go is about decluttering. So over this year, look at the energy either you're working in or the month is offering and start the decluttering process. If I've learned anything about my recent numerous moves and downsizing, is we have far too much stuff, and we're bombarded with it, whether it be gadgets or beauty or even decluttering storage systems. Too much stuff. When I moved into this house, the removal men have moved me a number of times, said, tell your children to take their stuff. You're basically paying to store your possessions. You spend a lot of time looking for things because you can't find them. Get your house in order. So if we're decluttering around the one energy, declutter, let go of being dependent. Whether that is dependent on money, the less you have, the less you need. Dependent on what Trump may do when he comes in. Dependent on the system. One is about the individual, the uniqueness of each of us. Let go of suppressing the true you, the one that will come out when you retire. Really interesting. I was talking to a client the other day who's about to take early retirement. I asked what was he going to do, and he's going to spend a year focusing on his health because he's had no time to do that in the past. It's about finding balance. So let go of hiding your light. When you really learn the energy, vibration and frequency of the numbers, it is so much easier to move forward or to stop and not get stressed or overwhelmed in your current situation. The universal energy, which in our case at the moment is a 9-year and a 1 month, is the current. Think about the sea, the water. It's the current moving us forward. I've spoke about my personal energy. Your personal energy or my personal energy is the vessel keeping us afloat, keeping you afloat. You are the captain of your vessel. You are the pioneer of your journey. Go within to not go without. When you get the spiritual lessons, abundance overflows. So shed whatever is holding you back. Set your new direction to move you forward. Own the belief in your destination. And no matter the terrain or the turbulence, you will stay on track. The numbers are guiding us. The biggest mistake we can make is not having the passion for our destination, our goal. When I'm working with people, I say, what is your magnet? What is pulling you forward? So the person I was speaking to the other day about sorting their health, and I asked them why, everything seemed to be textbook stuff, and it was never going to keep him on track. And then he laughed about the why, the why, the why. You see, unless you really know your why, you cannot move forward. And your why is not in your head. It is in your heart. The hardest battle is between what you know in your head and what you feel in your heart. Source is within you. You know the answers when you let go of the restraints of this world. Maybe there's nothing wrong with you. Maybe it's just really difficult to exist within a system that was not designed to support a spirit like yours. As we awaken and become aware, we notice this. My tag for the year, Trance-END to Transcend. You have to believe there's going to be a better world. You can't live a positive life with a negative mind. In my 2025 video, I said, if you don't see what Trump is doing, if you don't want to believe it, the chances are it won't happen. We have to find something positive to hold on to. And that will be our goals. Our goals will not just serve us, but as each of us succeed, we raise the vibration for the whole world. It ripples out. As I said, the biggest mistake we make is not having passion for our destination or goals. Most of us do our goals out of fear. It's time to change, to let go of that. So many people start a new year with New Year's resolutions. And by the end of the month, they've literally faded away, lost the drive, not taking action. Many spend the year restarting, coming up with excuses, defending their outcome, or just forgetting. And by the end of the year, and they look back and they say, what changed? How comes I'm still in the same place? When you have passion connected to your goals, you will sow the seeds that serve you, and you will set your path up with milestones along the way. Small steps lead to a big outcome. Congratulate yourself at every mark. 2025 is the 9 energy. It's the end of an epicycle. This year, we have been gifted a full epicycle starting from January through to September. It's a way to build from the new beginnings and the seeds all the way through to the endings without a break or a return to a number. January brings in the 1 energy, the gift for us to start the beginning of the ending, to sow the seeds for the following year. I often say to you, what can you do today that makes your tomorrow better? So whilst 9 is about closure, closure sets us up for a new beginning. And so what I have here is 2 lists looking at the way the numbers run 1 to 9, a full epicycle, one based upon the relationship with yourself or others, and one based on the material. So let's take a look. So on the relationship side, we've got 1, which is a start. It's the seed, it's the birth. 2 is about nurturing, it's patience, it's watering the plant you sowed, the seed you sowed. 3 is about self-expression. This is when the shoot comes up and says, here I am. Often we bulldoze into somewhere and we've got no foundations. That comes in the 4, because if you think of the tree as it branches out, it needs to spread its roots to balance it so it doesn't fall over. So the 4 is about laying foundations and the roots. The 5 is the blossom. It's the attraction. It's the promotion. Look at me. I've got something that you would like. 6 is about fertility, the birds and the bees, procreation. And 7 is the inner work, the inner expansion, the baby growing in the womb, the inside of the apple, the juiciness, the flavour expanding. 8 is about the harvest, reward and recognition. And 9 is when it dies back, rejuvenates the soil, transforms in preparation for a rebirth. This is how it works with relationships. This is how it works with your energy. But if you want to take this same aspect to doing something, let's look at this. 1 is about the new project, the new job, the new thing that you want, the new goal. 2 is to build a relationship with it or relationships around it. You've got to be patient as you start to put it into place. 3 is about expression, creation, inspiring. 4 is about foundations, hard work and building. 5 is marketing and promotion, connection and communication, telling the story, selling the product. 6 is about fitting into the community. What's the point of having a product if there's no one to buy it? Know your market. 7 is about mastering it, studying it, auditing it, letting go of what doesn't work. 8 is reward and recognition, status. And 9 is the result, the conclusion, the ending. How will you up level? Will you sell the product? Will you sell the business? or will you expand and grow? Embrace this epicycle, this learn to build the numbers 1 through 9. Feel the energy. Let your intuition show you the way. We do not repeat an epicycle until 2031. So we will be doing the following years not getting a full epicycle. So you may feel out of kilter. And that's a bit like age. We don't get older, we get wiser. If you can learn to build through the 1 to 9, you'll know that when you come in next year on a 2 or a 3 or a 4, what it means. Feel the vibration. Feel the energy. Feel the frequency. When you're setting a goal, your destination, incorporate all 9 numbers, 9 energies. That way you've covered every part of the energy. Ask yourself, what world would you like to see, to feel, to live in for you and your family and their families? Now is the time to get rid of what's not working in order to sow the seeds for what will work. 1 is about leadership. And if you have not been the leader of your life, then you have been a follower. Time to let go of the controllers. Time to let go of codependency. Right now, with what is about to happen and has been happening, people will be seeking leaders. When you know what you're passionate about, you will be able to lead the people looking for that service. Direction, support, love, focus. 1 is about making decisions. We have been having the system make decisions for us. It's time to make decisions. So many people I know cannot make a decision. And to be fair, with all the autoimmune problems that I have been dealing with, brain fog seems to be just constantly foggy in my head these days. When I get so overwhelmed with it, I have to stop. And if I can't get my head into gear and I'm too stressed to feel my feelings, I use my finger and thumb. Kinesiology will help us. Muscle testing will help us make decisions. Start on something small. What shall I eat today? Chicken or fish? Shall I go left or shall I go right? It's simple. And my technique is to ask myself a question so I know I'm grounded. So, is my name Sheila? It's a no. Is my name Joe? For me, it's a yes. Yours may be opposite. I then want to know if I am connected to my soul, to source. So I will ask the question, am I connected with my soul? Am I connected to source? Right now I am. Then I would ask my question. I have tested this over the years. I always follow now, no matter what. But I have tested and I've gone against it and I have noted the answers, the repercussion, the outcome, the wisdom. What happens for one person doesn't happen for you. The way our body works is not the way someone else's body works. And what I have discovered about my ill health and my challenges recently, first of all, I'm flummoxed that the people that know from the initial challenges, they should have been able to guide me, to direct me, to encourage me, to influence me on a certain route. Now I'm paying the price for not having this insight. And yet all the way through this, I have been listening to my body and I have known something was wrong. So test yourself in making decisions. If you ask others for the answer, they are coming from their perspective. And if what you are asking them is about to disconnect you from them or take you on a different path, they may feel afraid and stand in your way. You have to do what's right for you. To sum up, you know my saying, it's your life, spelled L-Y-F-E. Love yourself first every day. By loving yourself first every day, by living your life, because it's your life, it's your gift, you will make decisions that elevate you and radiate out good vibrations, good energy and inspiration for others to do the same. So it is not selfish to do what is in alignment with you. It's very selfish to do what the system expects. And that's why I believe we've got ourselves into the situation we are in right now. I've shared with you that we are in the year of the snake. The snake is shedding its skin for the new. The hermit is shining the light, looking within. The light is small, but he can see the next step. The more each of us get passionate about our destination and goal, the more lights that come together, the less darkness there is. It's as simple as that. In life, everything is simple. It may not be easy, and it should be easy. And if we work on ourselves, it will become easy. That brings me to the end of the video, but the beginning of the ending of the matrix as we've known it. What are you going to let go of this month? How are you going to become your unique self? How are you going to shine? How are you going to lead? What decisions are you going to make? How courageous are you about to become? How can you ground yourself to be in the moment? How can you ground yourself to not get caught up in the whirlwind that's about to fall down? If you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do, and push that bell for notification. And if you've got value from this video, please share it. If you've got questions that you would like to know about this year ahead, about the Epicycle, about numbers coming together, and I've explained this a number of times, go and look at any of my videos with a number that you want to inquire about. They're filled with insight on the numbers. Or why not come to me, work with me, take on a mentorship and work through your own book of numbers and how to work with the universe. Have a great month, and I look forward, or couple of weeks, days, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.